Oh yeah, I'll flying over the police station. Yeah.
Is there any particular reason?
Yeah, I'm just having a little look. Is that a lunch? Is that like a canteen at top? You know, around back on side. I'm just having a little look. You know, getting some kind of zoomed in shots to see what there is to see. Really, just having a bit of a nosy, if you know what I mean.
Why though? Any reason for it?
Nah, just for me, personal reason. Don't work for any business or like that, don't we? Yeah.
What's your personal interest with what goes on inside a police station?
Well, it's not my own personal interest, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people.
You said your personal. It's for you. It's personal for you. Well, you've obviously zoomed in well enough to see that there's tables and chairs and asked if there's a canteen. So
no, I never said that, did I? No, I didn't say that, did I? I never said that, did I? No, I said, is that a canteen? I never said I'd zoomed in on the canteen, did I?
You said you got some zoomed in images, yeah, and then asked.
No, I am zooming in on the police station just to have a look at it. Just it's nothing.
For what reason? For what reason? That's all we're interested in is why you would be doing that.
Just for my own purposes. I'm just making a little documentary of some of the buildings in the area.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought what I'd do is I'll have a look at the police station, because I came to have a look at this place, Forza, which is it's kind of meat processing place, isn't it? So I'm just having a little look around. I came to have a quick look at Forza, and then I saw the police headquarters. So I thought, right, what I'll do is I'll go down there first, have a quick flyover, get zoomed in on some of the bits the public might want to see that they don't generally get to see.
There's a reason that public don't get to see that, yeah, because it's the inside of the police station.
Filming a building's exterior from public airspace is generally lawful, as long as no restricted or private zones are entered. Privacy concerns only apply if the footage actually captures the inside of offices or rooms where people reasonably expect privacy. Zooming in on outside walls does not breach any privacy laws. And a simple question about the canteen is not evidence of filming private spaces.
I weren't going for any windows or all that.
Is it? Right. No. Is that reasonable?
No, I think you're talking rubbish. Honestly, I do. Yeah.
Right. There's a reason why there's gates and there's it's card access. There's a reason for that. It's because public not allowed in there.
Oh, they're not allowed in. I didn't go in.
Right. Well, technically you have, because you've got a camera on that and you've zoomed in. Right?
No, I'm in the airspace above the police station.
That's reasonable, isn't it? Right. That police station is not for public access. Hence why it's so secure. By flying that,
I didn't go in though, so what are you talking to me like that for? Like telling me off like a naughty schoolboy?
I'm saying, you've flown the drone in there.
Yeah, I have.
Obviously zoomed in on the police station. That's not for public access, right?
I have zoomed in on the police station,
yeah. There's a reason why it's not for public access, because it's the police station.
Snicking. A camera interview isn't the same as entering not trespass, not illegal access, and certainly not a crime. Under UK law, trespass requires physically stepping onto private land, not filming from a distance. A drone or zoom lens capturing a building's exterior doesn't cross that line. Suggesting otherwise stretches the law beyond reason. If it were true, every journalist with a telephoto lens would be guilty. Article 10 of the Human Rights Act further protects the freedom to share and receive information, including through images and video.
That's a fair enough comment.
It's not, because you're not allowed to walk through the barriers. Yeah, fair enough.
What makes you think you can put the drone in there and zoom in?
Because I can fly over. It's in the airspace.
If you're flying over it, yeah, but you've told me that you've zoomed in on the building.
I've zoomed in on the building, to get some close-up shots.
Why?
Because I wanted to.
But it's not for public access, is it?
Well, I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to do that.
It's not for public access, is it? And that's going to arouse our suspicion.
You can say it's not for public access as much as you want, but you're not going to convince me.
You're over it and you're zooming into the police station, so we've come to ask you why.
I know. I've just said I'm literally come to here to make a little video about Forza. Saw the police station. Come in to have a look at the police station. They're saying that I'm somebody, and they can't tell because there was no way they can tell what I look like based on them.
He hasn't broken any. Law disrupted no one, and is operating his drone within the rules. So why are officers trying to match his face to a photo? This isn't about safety or public concern. It's a quiet tactic used when there's no real offense, but still a desire to tag someone. There's no arrest, no caution. Not even an official stop, just an informal attempt to ID a person. They don't like that isn't policing, it's profiling. And when challenged, they brush it off with, "That's your assumption." But if that's true, why compare his face at all? They're treating him like a suspect without admitting it, because they have no lawful grounds to stand on.
had a private conversation, so that's your assumption.
Private conversation in public. Well, I don't know why you're trying to incriminate me.
I've asked you nicely now what your name is.
Yeah.
All right.
Listen to me first.
Personally, I can ask you.
Yeah.
To identify yourself.
Listen to me first.
If you want to mess about, we'll look at going under Terrorism Act. Okay.
Terrorism Act. Don't be stupid. Listen to it. Like, if you're asking for my details, you've got. I don't believe that I have to give you my details. So you're gonna have to tell me what section of the law you're acting in when you ask me for those.
As I've said, I'll do it under Terrorism Act if I have to.
What? Which act?
Section 60.
Section 60. Terrorism Act.
Yes.
To get my details.
Yes.
Oh my.
Officer jumps straight to extremes threatening aisle. Use the Terrorism Act Section 60, but that's flat out wrong. Section 60 isn't even part of the Terrorism Act. It comes from the Criminal Justice and Public Order Act, 1994, and only covers stop-hand search for weapons in areas where violence is anticipated. It has nothing to do with drones or filming. And it doesn't give the power to demand ID. Even Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000 doesn't apply here, since it requires genuine suspicion of terrorism. Something public, filming, or refusing a name simply isn't. What's happening isn't lawful policing. It's a misuse of legislation, twisting powers to intimidate where no legal ground exists.
I don't know that this guy's a police officer, 4737, and he doesn't know the law. Can you believe that? What do you think of that? The guy that doesn't know the law.
I don't have no comment in fact.
He doesn't have a comment. Anyway, that's fine. Anyway, what's your name? Do you want to give me your name or anything?
Don't have to.
Yeah. You're out in public though now, aren't you? Are you SIA licensed?
Sorry?
Are you SIA licensed?
I am, yes.
Where's your SIA badge then? Because we've got two police over there, and you know it's illegal to not have your SIA badge on in public when you're dealing.
It's within a metre off site.
Within
a metre off site.
A metre off site. Oh, I think you're more than a metre off site. But anyway, I won't tell them anyway because I'm not against you.
Right, so basically all I've just been doing there is just to double check the legislation around the zooming in aspect of it. So you want to fly the drone, generically that's absolutely fine, but you disclosed to me that you'd been zooming in on the building, you'd taken images, zoomed in, that's what you said, effectively words to that effect.
What law is that against? What law?
Yeah. Let me finish, okay. And then you asked me if it were a canteen, so you have clearly been zooming in on.
No, I haven't zoomed in through a window. I haven't zoomed in through a window.
It wouldn't have access to that, so that's where the sticky situation is. So I'm clarifying whether that's okay or not.
Well, I'll tell you now, I haven't zoomed in through a window, so yeah. I didn't say that. The camera won't lie. Yeah, I said, is that the canteen at that side?
Zoomed in images is what you said.
If the auditor made it clear, no zooming into windows, no filming private areas, no sharing sensitive details. The only mention was, the canteen's location something anyone can see from a public spot. That's hardly a security breach. It simply shows the site's visibility. The real issue isn't the filming its officers confronting first, and only afterwards scrambling for a law to justify it. Policing doesn't work that way. Legal grounds come before action, not as an excuse during an interrogation.
I did zoom in. I zoomed in on the building because I was getting a close as close I can as I was.
Which would suggest that you've zoomed in on the building there.
Well, yeah, that's
how would you know that if you hadn't?
Well, which side is the canteen at?
You tell me. You asked.
I don't know. I was just asking if that's the canteen.
If you hadn't zoomed in, so it's reasonable for me to think that that's what you've done.
Well, I haven't done. Well, I'm telling you that I haven't done.
Double check the legislation around that because that's a little bit of a sticky point.
Yeah. Well, that's not what I said, and that's not what I've done.
Okay. We'll agree to disagree on that.
All right. Well, tell you what I'll do. I'll just get on my bike and ride off then.
Well, you won't because until I
until
I ascertain whether you've
committed an offence
or not, I'd like you to remain.
No, I'm going to get on my bike and go. I'm going to pack this. I'm going to pack this drone up and I'm off.
Then I will keep you here.
You will keep me here, will you?
Things on you that could harm us or could harm the police station. So if it comes back that you have committed an offence, then I may be searching you under Section 1 of PACE.
Yeah, can you just stay back from me?
Yeah, of course.
What are you doing? Why are you walking so close? Look at this. It's just like, yeah, I know, but we're both intimidating two police officers walking around.
Someone to wait while we check if you've done something wrong. Isn't how the law works. You're either lawfully detained on clear grounds or you're free to go. There's no middle ground where officers can stall while they hunt. For a reason. Invoking Section 1 of PACE makes it worse, since that only allows a search with immediate, solid suspicion of stolen or banned items, not on the chance a radio call might back it up later. A just-in-case search isn't policing, it's overreach. And this is exactly how rights are chipped away, not with force, but with blurred rules and pressure, banking on people not knowing the law.
Well,
trying to prevent me.
We're explaining to you what the process
Yeah, I am. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave the scene now because am I detained?
You may well be being detained.
I may well be being detained.
Are you going to listen? You're asking me questions and then you're not letting me finish and answer you.
I'm gonna nip off and come back for Forza later.
Would you like me to answer the question?
I'd like to answer the question whether I'm detained or not with a yes or no answer, and then
Listen.
Yeah.
Once we get back, if you've committed an offence or not, then you can be on your way.
That's not how it works.
Law. If an officer stops you from leaving, that's detention. And when asked, am I being detained, the law demands a clear yes or no. Anything less is dodging accountability. Saying you may well be isn't an answer. It's control without legal ground. Tying someone's freedom to what might come back over the radio is even worse, because due process doesn't work on just in case. Detention requires reasonable suspicion before action, not after. If officers are still waiting on a check to decide. The truth is simple, they never had grounds in the first place.
You're not letting me finish, so...
Well, that's not how it works, is it? You can't just say wait around to see whether or not I've committed an offence. If you're going to detain me, you've got to detain me, and you've got to tell me which section of the law you're detaining me under.
I said if I were going to search you, it'd be section 1 of page, yeah.
Section 1 of page. That'll be if you're going to search me, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm off. So it's a search, is it? Section 1 of page. Let me have a look if you're going to do...
If I was going to search you, it would be section 1 of page, yeah. But I'm waiting to hear back. If you want to go, that's fine, because I can't say whether you've committed an offence or not yet.
Yeah.
If you want to leave, that's absolutely fine. I'm just waiting to hear the legislation based on the information you've told. So if you want to go, by all means go.
Itis moment exposes the core problem. The officer first suggested the auditor couldn't leave until she worked out if a crime had occurred. Then, without any new facts, suddenly declared he was free to go, all while admitting she still didn't know what law might apply. That isn't lawful policing. You can't hint at detention 1 minute and backpedal the next. This kind of flip-flop isn't minor, it's a tactic that relies on confusion and vague authority to hold someone without any real legal power.
No, I think I'm going to have a little...
Yeah,
well, that's fast. I'm going to have a quick look at section 1 of PACE and see what powers you've got. Because you've got to have reasonable suspicion that I've committed an offence, haven't you?
And I've just explained to you, that's what I'm trying to establish. So if you want to search it, that's fine, because I've explained it to you.
I'm going to do, I'm going to have a little look at section 1 of PACE and see what your powers are. Because can I just say, will you be? I want to tell you something now, right? Yeah. Will you be really careful, because I really don't want to be getting involved in lawsuits with you. I really don't want to be suing you civilly for breaching my rights. Exactly, and I genuinely don't.
You can go if you want.
I know, but I genuinely don't. But if you search me under section 1 of PACE, you guys are going to be in big trouble.
With you. I've explained it to you. If you want to leave, by all means you can leave. We're not holding you.
Section 1 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984 requires clear, fact-based grounds to suspect someone is carrying stolen goods, weapons, or banned items. A lawful drone flight, vague unease, or refusal to show ID doesn't come close. If an officer proceeds without those grounds, it's not just bad practice. It risks a civil claim for unlawful stop and search, and even a breach of Article 8 of the Human Rights Act, which protects private life. In the UK, there's no blanket immunity to hide behind. Officers can be held personally liable in civil court for unlawful actions.
You can go if you want. I've explained that to you.
Are you off now?
No, we're just going to have a sitting car and just wait to see if there's any offences, alright?
Okay then.
If you want to get off, you can, by all means, you can go.
I'm going to complete what I came here to do. There we go, look. And they're off. So all this terrorism malarkey. There you go. See ya.
That. The officers left no arrest, no caution, no search, because there was never a lawful basis to act. What played out was classic. Reactive policing, approaching without authority, leaning on vague implications, and backing off once it became clear there were no grounds. They stretched the law by claiming a drone zoom was the same as entering a building, tried to ID the auditor without citing an offense, misquoted legislation, floated empty threats of a search, and dodged the simple question, am I being detained? At one point, they even admitted they were still trying to figure out what law might apply, a clear sign they had none. This wasn't law-led policing, it was emotion-led policing, triggered by discomfort at being filmed. In the end, the law didn't back them because there was no breach. The auditor held his ground, knew his rights, and let the facts speak for themselves. The officers drove off with nothing, no justification, no explanation, no apology.